land art or nature art. These pieces can be easily made within your communities, your neighborhoods, even your backyard. I'm going to be teaching you guys a little bit about composition and how to utilize the elements of art within our compositions. I'm also going to be teaching you guys a little bit about environmental artists who use materials from the earth in their own work in order to give you guys a little inspiration.
Before we get started with our land art pieces, it is important to consider the elements of art, or the building blocks of art. Art pieces typically contain 2 or more of these elements within a piece. Line is the first element, and when we think about line, we want to consider different types of line that can be used within our pieces. So this can be horizontal, vertical, swirling, any sort of line. A shape is 2-dimensional. We have geometric shapes, which are more mathematical, like squares, or organic shapes, which are more natural, like the shape of a leaf. Form refers to a 3-dimensional shape. This will be important if your piece is more sculptural and can be seen from different angles. For example, if you think of a pyramid, at one angle it may look like a triangle, but from another it may look like a square. So considering these angles is very important. Space refers to perspective and proportion, or the distance between and around an object. How far is an object from us, or how close is an object from us? Texture refers to smoothness, roughness, fuzziness, any sort of texture. Value is the scale between light and dark, which creates contrast. In color, we need to consider pops of color as well as color complements within our pieces. These pieces are made by an artist named Andy Goldsworthy. What elements of art do you think he uses? The next artist is similar, but uses a much larger scale typically. His name is Robert Smithson. What elements of art does he use? The first step when making a land art piece is to find an area. This could be your backyard, this could be in your community, or on a trail where someone can find it. Once you get to that area, scout out different types of materials. What has great texture? What has a nice contrast? What colors can be used? The next step is to find a space that interests you. I found 5 branches that were growing out of the ground that went from largest to smallest, so I decided to start there. I then noticed it was hard to see them with my camera, so I decided to add some contrast. By creating a shape within the ground and adding a darker value, it was easier to see the branches that I decided to work with. I then looked at my piece and began to think about my elements of art. Where in the sculpture needed more texture? Where in the sculpture needed more line, more value, more color? All of these elements helped elevate my piece. And here is my final piece. Be sure to document your work by taking a picture or a video and share what you've made on Facebook. I look forward to seeing and talking to you all on Saturday at our Art Talk.